Ready Player One is the new Steven Spielberg film and is about the Oasis, which is a virtual reality where people go to get away from their problems. Because in the real world, you know, people don't really have jobs, there's overpopulation, etc., etc. And there's a competition in the Oasis where you need to get 3 prizes. And if you get these 3 prizes, you could potentially basically own the corporation of the Oasis. And this challenge was created by Mark Rylance's character, who's the creator of the game. And this is the type of film where, based on the trailer, I was like, I don't know. But I saw Steven Spielberg was directing, and I was like, maybe. Maybe this has potential. But I have to say, I think because I had so little expectations going in, that is why it really floored me as to how entertaining this film was. I mean, like, this is what blockbusters can be. You know, the scope of this film is so wide. I like Tron Legacy, but I feel as though Ready Player One is even better in terms of just having this huge scope, but at the same time focusing on a personal journey. Because that was one of my criticisms with Tron Legacy. It's visually dazzling and great sound design, but the characters get lost in the mix. But Ready Player One focuses first and foremost on the characters. Now, you can argue, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, some of the arcs are kind of cliche. And you know what? I think it just kind of goes with the whole, like, throwback to the 80s. Because this is definitely a homage to the 80s and just video games in general. I mean, there are a lot of video game references, probably more than I've missed, and I'm sure the video game nerds out there have picked up on many of them. But there's also just plenty of pop culture references, particularly also movies. And I was not overwhelmed, but I was just kind of like, this is a film I need to rewatch because I picked up on a lot, but definitely not all of them, because there are just Easter eggs throughout. It's just crazy. But my favorite was probably a 10-minute scene involving one of my favorite horror films, which I won't spoil, but it was a 10-minute scene and my jaw dropped because I was just so excited. It was so comical, but at the same time it was just such a great homage to one of the greatest horror films. You'll know when you see it. But this film, like, it's visually dazzling. The sound design is pretty good. Pacing, it keeps you interested for most of the duration, and it's 140 minutes, so that's something. It's good storytelling. It's classic Spielberg storytelling. You know, he knows what he's done with blockbusters. You know, I don't know why I doubted him with this film. My only criticism with this film is that towards the end, I feel as though there was like 4 or 5 different endings, where it could have ended any which way, and it was like, it just kind of felt like it added a little bit of padding to the runtime, which, I mean, I can understand. You know, today's blockbusters, they are like getting longer and longer, but again, I can understand, but at the same time, it's a nitpick, but it is something that kind of bothered me towards the end, as well as the side characters. They really aren't fleshed out at all. In fact, they're literally just there to enhance what's going on in the plot. And I understand with certain stories, like, that's just kind of how it is. But I felt with Ready Player One, it would have been nice to get to know these characters even more, because their personalities were good, but their character traits themselves just didn't feel fully rendered. But nonetheless, guys, Ready Player One, you know, it's the type of film, it is definitely a film you need to see in theaters. And I don't know if it's the type of film where after I see it in theaters, like, you know, the experience kind of goes down, as well as my rating. But I don't know if that will be the case. Who knows? But for now, Ready Player One, it's definitely a very entertaining film. And hits the marks on the technical categories. And that's why I'll be giving Ready Player One a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. If you guys saw Ready Player One, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. My bad. And as always, don't forget the subscription button and the notification bell so that you can hear the latest and not so greatest reviews. Catch you guys later, and I'll be reviewing Isle Dogs.